Jake Thompson sat at the corner of a dim-lit bar, swirling his drink as he mulled over the choices that had led him to this point. In his mid-forties, with a disheveled appearance and sunken eyes, he had little to show for his years. A failed marriage, a job he loathed, and dreams buried under a pile of regrets framed his existence as he wished silently to turn back time. As if the universe was listening, a mysterious stranger approached him. The man, clad in a suit that seemed oddly out of time, claimed to have the power to grant Jake a second chance. Intrigued but skeptical, Jake half-heartedly agreed. The man handed him a shimmering token, instructing him to hold it and think of the moment he wished to redo. With closed eyes, Jake thought of his college years, the time when his life had diverged onto a path of unfulfilled dreams. When he opened them, he found himself standing in his old dorm room, 30 years younger but every bit aware of his life's previous course. Eager to make changes, Jake focused on his studies like never before. He distanced himself from the toxic friendships that had led him astray and poured energy into building connections with people who inspired him. The future unfolded swiftly and differently. He became a renowned architect, married his college sweetheart, and traveled the world, seemingly satisfied with every step. However, as Jake relished his newfound success, cracks in this altered reality began to show. His brother, once a close confidant, had been driven away by Jake's single-minded ambition. The career he passionately pursued had left him little time for family, and his children grew up feeling distant from their father. The personal bonds he cherished in his previous life had frayed and snapped. Determined to mend these new wounds, Jake tried to find the stranger who had given him the token. But the man was nowhere to be found. Days turned into months, and the more Jake tinkered with small adjustments in his life, the more complexities he uncovered. In a desperate attempt to correct the unraveling fabric of his life, Jake began reconsidering what truly mattered. He realized that while achievements and success seemed fulfilling, happiness lay in the connections forged along the journey. One day, while walking through a park, Jake encountered the stranger once more. His appearance was exactly the same, as if no time had passed for him. "I see you've learned something," the stranger said with a knowing nod. In his hand, the stranger held another token. "Would you like one more chance?" Jake hesitated. The weight of his choices settled on him like never before. "I think," he began slowly, "I've finally learned to live with who I am, mistakes and all." The stranger nodded once more, turning away and vanishing into the crowd, leaving Jake alone yet comforted by his decision. As he walked home, a sense of peace enveloped him. He understood that life wasn't about erasing mistakes, but cherishing the lessons they impart. And so, with newfound clarity, Jake embraced his life's imperfections, ready to move forward with grace and acceptance.